I've seen what happens when security stops answering to the people. In Milan, protesters are warning that the U.S. ICE role in the Winter Olympics isn't about safety, it's about normalizing force. When enforcement crosses borders and embeds itself in global events, history says we don't look away. Americans, ask yourself, are we exporting security or creeping authoritarianism? Let's take a look at this. You know, the perception of the U.S. is really bad in the polls across the EU, and Italy's no different than any other country that you go and visit. Now, according to U.S. officials, ICE unit from the Department of Homeland Security will help monitor for criminal activity, but will conduct no immigration operations. Now, come on, I really hate the sound of that. In the past, this kind of activity by U.S. agents has been a normal part of major international events like the Olympics. Well, it hasn't come to this attention in a long time. But many Italian politicians, including Milan's mayor, have said in the wake of violence in Minneapolis, ICE agents are no longer welcome in the city. As they say, this is a militia that kills, a militia that enters into homes of people, signing their own permission slips. Milan Mayor Giuseppe Sala told the local media last week, it is clear they're not welcome in Milan, without a doubt. The view shared by Francisco Tanoti said he's attended Saturday's protests in Milan and part of the show solidarity with people in Minneapolis. As he stated, I don't like what's happened with ICE, but I don't want this to come to Italy. Tattoni said, we believe in doing the same thing that fascists were doing in the 1930s and 1940s. So Saturday's rally attracted a range of protesters, including parents who carried children on their shoulders, elderly couple holding signs objecting to ICE presence. The gathering was organized by leftists and center-left parties. It's just not about the Olympic Games. It's about justice in the world. We don't want here ICE, said Exalerando Capella, head of the Italian Democratic Party's Milan chapter, one of the organizers. Police units, some with riot shields and gas masks, monitored the gathering from a distance, but there were no clashes or unrest. So, you know, Italians overall are not to divulge into violence like you see in other places in Europe. So it's going to be interesting to see how this will play out. But according to White House officials, Vice President Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, both scheduled to attend the Milan Cortina opening ceremony on February 6th. So next week is going to be interesting. I think you all want to keep in tune with the news coming out of Italy on the Winter Olympics. So it's just something it's heartbreaking to see that we're going to have a heads of state like J.D. Vance promoting his world views on to the Italian people. I wish that they wouldn't get political about this because, you know, for me, I stand in the center of things. I want a government that works, for one, that support the people, two, and then three, we don't destroy our relationships with our allies. And this is one that J.D. Vance and Rubio are just not going to play fair. And they're just going to paint the picture that's making everybody ugly except them. Yeah, they're going to be definitely the ugly American, to say the least. But like I said, I stand in the center of things. I don't like the far right or the far left, and I wish more Americans would stand with me in the center to really stay out of the partisan fray of this tribalism that split our country apart. And it really needs to look at how we approach the world and not, take it that, oh, my side's the right side. It's not. We've got to be able to play, basically say, like little kids in a sandbox, play together nicely and share your toys. Yeah, all the news feeds in the next few days will start ramping up on what's happening in the Winter Olympics. I hope it's going to be good, but again, the topic of the ICE agents in the Olympics has been there for some time, but the Italian people, as I've stated before, have really expressed their anger about them being like the Gestapo, the SS. There's a lot of bad blood with that, with Italians and the massacres during World War II, especially down further south. Now, here's looking at what the news statements are coming out and what they're talking about on the ground in Italy.
Now over why ICE is heading to Italy for the Olympics. DHS says they're sending a unit as part of the security detail for the American delegation to the Games. But the mayor of Milan does not sound in any way thrilled about it.
This is a militia that kills. It's clear that they are not welcome in Milan. There's no doubt about it. Can't we just say no to Trump for once?
To be clear, this is a different unit of ICE than the arm of the agency that's leading that immigration crackdown we're seeing here in this country. This unit is called HSI, Homeland Security Investigations.
I want to make a note. If you watch any of the protests, you'll see the different three-letter acronyms on agents' uniforms. And there's always, I've seen every one of them, there's HSI agents involved. And they shouldn't be part of it. They're supposed to be being investigators, but you'll see them on these ICE raids. So the Italians are not stupid. They are seeing and watching our protests and how they're treating people. And so they have every right to be concerned.
They have offices in more than 50 countries. They've gone abroad as part of the security detail to other Olympics before, so it's not totally out of the ordinary. I want to get to Claudio Lavanga in Rome for us now. So that headline, sort of ICE in Italy for the Olympics, sort of has some people asking, wait a second, what? But there is a precedent for it, right?
That's right, Holly. I mean, in the last few days, even the mention that ICE will be involved in security detail here during the Olympics in Milan has created a heated debate. There was a lot of controversial and contradictory reports. So finally, the Department of Homeland Security has clarified what is happening here. So they said, as you mentioned, that this is the investigative unit of ICE, the Homeland Security investigative unit that is not related, is kind of related, but it's not exactly the same, that involves the agents that we've seen in the last few weeks chasing down migrants in the U.S. They said that this unit in particular will help to, and I quote, vet and mitigate transnational criminal organizations. Also, the DHS specified and clarified, considering, of course, the heated debate is generated here in Italy, that this unit and DHS does not conduct immigration enforcement operations in foreign countries, including, of course, here in Italy during the Olympics, and also clarified that Italy is in full control of the security operation here. But that has not stopped, of course, a lot of anger and reaction from people around here and politicians, as you've seen in your intro, Hallie.
This has reached the level of the prime minister there, right? I mean, this has reached the highest levels of government overseas.
Yeah, well, you've seen, everybody's had an opinion on this. You've seen what the mayor of Milan, this city, has said. He said they are not welcome. He called them a militia that kills. But then he went all the way up to the foreign minister, Antonio Tajani, who today said that he's been as critical as everybody, even more, about the methods that were employed by ICE agents that we've seen also, here in Italy on our TV screens, of the methods deployed in American cities that attracted a lot of criticism all over the world, including in Italy. But he said, well, let's not overreact, because it's not like the Nazi SS are coming to town, Holly.
Claudio Lavanga, Claudio, live for us there in Milan, in Italy, where everybody's looking at that. Thank you, Claudio. Appreciate that.
Well, I have another little clip here, and the Italians really, have a lot of opinions on our government, and especially what they view ICE. And this will give you an insight in how they look at this from a street perspective.
tens of people gathered in the square near the center of Milan to say no to ICE, because ICE agents have been confirmed to be part of the security apparatus by the US, deployed by the US during the Olympics here in Milan. Now, they are protesting despite reassurances by the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, that these ICE agents who will come to Milan during the Olympics are not part of the same unit that is sending agents to chase migrants in the streets of the US. Also, the Italian foreign minister said that it's going to be maximum 3 ICE agents who will do intelligence work out of the American consulate here in Milan, and they will not be operational here in the streets. Despite all these reassurances, all these people say they don't want any agents associated with ICE here.
I don't want them here. These are not good people, and we need to learn to stop kowtowing to the Trump administration.
ICE, in particular, today has become the symbol of the type of police that we do not want, and we do not want here.
Throughout the protest, they also played out In the Streets of Minneapolis by Bruce Springsteen, which appears to have become the anthem for anti-ICE demonstrations around the world. Claudio Lavanga, NBC News, Milan.
There you have it. You have the Italians on the street level really are showing that how they believe in their government, and really looking at how they detest the USA and the current administration. You can see they have definitely whistles. They're pounding their pots and pans to really make it loud, and I'm sure it'd be a welcoming committee for the HSI agents that will be there. Hopefully they will not cause any problems. I think the only thing that will happen is that J.D. Vance will be potentially using it as a platform to raise his stakes in his future, potentially. We'll have to see if he's going to start to separate himself from Trump or not at this point. And then you have Secretary of State Marco Rubio potentially doing something here as far as making himself heard. These are two boys that cannot avoid the limelight. But hopefully that we will not have anybody getting hurt. I mean, this is not something I want for anybody. We need to make sure that our public officials are protected. So I don't stand either way. I'm not on the far left or the far right. All I care about is my country, and to be able to keep it standing for as longer than I hopefully can. Who knows? I mean, the way the insanity just seems to boil over here. But if anything, folks, stay tuned. Watch the news of the Olympics unfolding here in the next week. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family, your community, and God bless the USA. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, have a wonderful rowdy. Take good care of yourself and each other. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. I'll see you in the next video.